What's happening, guys? Alright, gonna do another live stream flight tonight. It's an aircraft I'm not really comfortable with, so we'll see how bad this goes, and also see how many problems I have with the VR goggles here tonight. Having better, effectively enough functioning goggles will definitely help me a great deal with being able to kind of learn deal with some of the learning curves, because I'm a lot more comfortable flying the Boeing aircraft, Boeing airplanes than Airbus. We're gonna be using the A321 though. We're gonna be simulating JetBlue Flight 631, which is actually, let me pull it up. Actually, it should be just about to take off any time now in the real world. So, and we're gonna simulate that. It's kind of weird seeing an A321 flying on across a transatlantic flight like that, but apparently this is all right. Especially with me going across the Atlantic, I'm gonna have to possibly consider ETOPS. Well, man, if I want to do it as realistic as I can. I've not used SimBrief to see how it does with the North Atlantic tracks either, so that's another learning experience for me. And I don't know, kind of gonna jump into the fire here, I guess, and try the A321 long range. And I'm not super comfortable flying A321s. I just the next flight out of Boston, because that's the last flight I did. I didn't stream it last night, but that's what I did. Philadelphia to Boston. I actually had some issues with saying intentions to the point where I had to actually file open a support ticket for it. And looks like they were able to identify they did indeed have some issues, and they remedied whatever it was. So hopefully we'll be in better shape tonight. But that's what we got planned. Go ahead and do. Don't mind my daughter running back and forth. I need to go on to my account on YouTube that this is going to be on, so double check and videos. Okay, yeah, for one, to make sure that it's actually showing you guys what I'm expecting it to show you guys, and also if anyone starts watching, if there's anybody who decides you want to chat, whatever, it doesn't matter, to ask questions or just check out whatever, just say, hey, what's up, where are you coming, where are you watching from, or anything like that. It'd be great to, any kind of interaction, and you're more welcome here, right? Alright, so we are on Flight Radar. This is the Flight Radar dude, JetBlue 631. I had to it's been so long since I've flight simmed in Europe. Aside from like Aviano Air Base, Italy, which I spent a lot of time at in my active duty years. I know that one was like LIPA or LIRA or something like that was the ICAO code for that airfield, but a lot of the other ones I have a hard time with. I know generally E and L are the European, the prefixes for ICAO codes. I want to say E is generally for Northern Europe and L is generally for Southern Europe, if I remember correctly. And then H will be Holland, or the Netherlands. That's where Amsterdam, of course, is. And so it's EHAM. EHAM, that's the one we're going to be flying into. I do plan to run it accelerated good speed once we're at cruise altitude, try to help shorten out the flight time. I'm not interested in streaming for 7 hours or 6 hours, whatever it's gonna be, but yeah, see that JetBlue flight got off the ground already. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and create a new flight in sim brief. JBU 631, KBOS to EHAM, A321. Bring the in and regular, let me double check. Yeah, this is showing up as an in, so go ahead and give that one a try. I think that should correlate with the any builds A321 that comes with Flight Sim 2024. Looks like there are some other versions out there. FS Labs, 80 builds, Leap 1A. Is that the one that I'm looking at here? I don't know. We're gonna stick with default. Okay, 250, 300, and 0.78 climb profile, and same with the descent profile. All right, air cycle, good. Okay, NatTrack V, yeah. So it's already set up automatically on a particular NatTrack to fly me on. Now. You have ETOPS. I don't know what the A321 LR ETOPS certification is. So how about we LR ETOPS rating? Okay, that's what I figured. 180 minutes. That's what a lot of them are. Go ahead and do max target scenario. Yeah, we'll just go ahead and do that. ETOPS not required for this route. Okay, so I guess get over here from like what? Is this Nova Scotia or something? Yeah, or I knew from St. John's. Yeah, well, Gander, I've actually personally flown. I've been through myself in real life, and okay, yeah. So I guess this is suggesting. The flight time between, like, let's just say Gander and once you reach Ireland, it's not that far. So 3,005 nautical miles. Yeah. So aircraft that's doing about we'll say about 400 on an average. Well, I'll probably be a little faster, but the time it takes to get up to speed and get down from speed and all that. Now we could say about 4. So I would imagine it would take at least a good 7 hours. We'll find out here in a bit. Okay, so ETOPS not required. Now, I'm really curious now what the distance is between like Gander and like Shannon, Ireland or something. I'd imagine it's not that bad because I've done a flight from Chicago to, I think it was Brussels, Belgium in the real world before. And the entire flight was only like 7 hours, something like that. So that would make sense. And I always forget where Belgium is at exactly. I think it's up this way. Yeah, like Germany. Yeah. I was saying because I know Belgium. Belgians, I know they speak kind of a mix between German and French and Belgian, whatever. So it makes sense. Yeah, right in between the two. And of course. Chicago's way over here, so we might be able to anticipate that being a little bit shorter of flight then. Okay, let's go ahead and pre-file. Say intentions. Flying at flight level 350. It looks like 442 knots. What we can anticipate. Airtime is just under 6 hours. Okay, so there you go. And some of that flight time is going to be getting from Boston over here to like Gander area or nearby there. So that makes a lot more sense there. Because, you know, and then it's going to be at least a good hour, I would imagine, to get from Boston to Gander. And then, yeah, that's 5 hours. And then we still have more time to get from Ireland over to Amsterdam. That's more time, at least an hour, perhaps 4 hours. So yeah, all right, this makes perfectly good sense. This should be, now I can see why this would be doable for an A321. I was questioning that at first, but it's good. Okay, we'll go ahead and we're going to be doing JetBlue. What's this other one? JetBlue Airways. Huh. Well, between the blue one and the white one, me personally, I kind of like the blue one. Yeah, I think I like that one more. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and go with that one. And I'll get the microphone a little closer so it's a little easier for you guys to hear me, I think. Okay, before I forgot to do one thing here. I need to get Stay Intentions fired up too. And on Stay Intentions, there's a thing called Taxi Tutor. I can figure out what gates are actually used by JetBlue or that JetBlue can use. Double check that it's actually going to show up because my default browser I think is Microsoft Edge, but I normally use Google Chrome. So don't ask me why I like to have Edge set as the default. It just is. I guess because I like sometimes seeing the news feeds on there. Watching to see if it's going to update or if it's still going to stick to my Google. It's kind of look like it's sticking to Google though. But okay, when I flew to Boston, I think it was Bravo 10 was the spot they gave me. So I'm going to take a look and see if that's one that JetBlue does or can use. Okay, it does not look like JetBlue uses that gate, so what?
I don't think the window.
I don't even know he's even awake or there.
The window's open.
Let me put this taxi tuner into Chrome because it looks like OBS is sticking with Chrome. So I might have to. Look like yep. Signed into portal, login successful. All right, we'll see how that works out. Because if I wanted, yeah, that looks like it's right. Now, I don't know if there's an easy way to tell on here where I can filter to figure out which. Is there any particular gates that JetBlue tends to use? Last time I just Googled for it, but I can always use. I don't see JetBlue. Oh wait. That probably got added in there by me when I wasn't trying to necessarily add it. I'm just. Okay, I got a better idea. JetBlue gates at KBOS. Primarily out of Terminal C at Boston Logan for both domestic and international arrivals. Gates and terminals here are generally divided into two sections, C5 through C22, C27 through C36. Some international arrivals may use Terminal E, and the terminal connects to B and E post-security. All right, so while departures are in C, some international flights may arrive in E. Okay, so now we know that. Here's Terminal B. That's E. Of course, there's a Wahlburgers here in Boston. What else would you expect when the Wahlberg family is from that area? Okay, there's A, there's B. Okay, where is C at then? Terminal, oh, that's the international terminal. Okay, now that I know what kind of icon I'm looking for. Terminal B. Alright, here's Terminal C. Okay, where are the gates at for that terminal? Pretty clearly, these are the A gates, these are the B's. Oh, this is C right here. Okay. Okay, I guess I can just go ahead and we'll go with Charlie 33, I guess. That should be good. Let me get zoomed in so we can double check where exactly we're at. Oh, okay. Down here on the south end of that terminal there. Alright, I can work with that. We'll have some chocks to remove. There's a chance we're going to have pitot tubes that we're going to have to remove as well. No pitot tube covers. These are the pitot tubes right here. Those are what we get our airspeed info from. Part of what we get airspeed from. They're also what you call static ports on the sides of the aircraft. That might be one right there. In December, it's kind of hard to tell, but that could be one. And these are what you call angle of attack sensors here. This one has two. A lot of them, yeah, some of them only have one on each side. Okay, actually, these are the static ports right here. Right there. That's also to an extent for airspeed.
Boston Center, Air Portugal 216, flight level 270. Air Portugal 216, radar contact.
Boston Center, United 146, flight level 340.
Okay, well, we got
United 146, radar contact.
We got an American tail there, United right there. I'll probably get a better idea once we're inside the aircraft. What else is in the area? Okay, let's get the goggles fired up and see how this looks. Or see if it performs.
JetBlue 620, descend and maintain flight level 230, cleared for the G-Fund 2 arrival into Boston. Descending to flight level 230, cleared for the G-Fund 2 arrival into Boston, JetBlue 620.
I almost thought they were calling me for a second there since I had JetBlue, and I'm simulating flight 631.
Boston Center, United 317, flight level 510.
United 317, radar contact.
Alright, virtual desktop firing up. And we have, look like we have an instant connection. We are good. Let's get into VR mode. Okay, perfect. Yeah, this is where, again, since I'm just not familiar with this aircraft, I have to learn that with Airbuses, I can actually use this to set up a lot of stuff. Now, see, this is one of those where. Okay. Actually, I guess I'll have to load it in from SimBrief. Let me get those all on. If I remember right. Oh no, it's already tied. Okay. Okay, import route. And we'll import our weights after that.
American 2539, contact Los Angeles Center on 128.075.
What did it say? Expecting
128.075 for American 2539. Good day.
Expecting a pilot section. Okay, what? Possibly, yeah. Did you talk to him?
Yes, I did talk to them.
Okay, yeah, I might be able to tomorrow.
It'll be Tobio.
Okay. Kobe's not the biggest fan of Bruce. He doesn't have any interest in Bruce even when he's over here, so. Okay, I don't look like I have all that many options as far as like getting closer to the front of the window, closer view, whatever. Let me get this. Come on. it's kind of getting interfered with the toolbar, which I don't know how to move or get rid of when I'm in VR mode. I know how to get it to go away and show up and all that when I'm not in VR mode, but yeah, when I'm in VR, I'm not sure if that's possible. I'll have to look that up. Okay, ADIS, sand tension, information. Mike, I don't care what arrival runways are used. Departing, runways 9, 4 left, 4 right. Winds 340 at 9, visibility 10, few clouds at 25,000. Temperature 1, so it's on the cold side there. Almost freezing. Dew point negative 14.
2539, contact Los Angeles Center on 124.85.
Over to Los Angeles Center on 124.85, 1 American 2539.
Okay. Okay, don't move the thing away from me. I'm trying. Seriously? Okay, I don't want to use Q and H if I don't need to. Okay, is anything responding? I'm going to try something else out. Because it might just be that, yeah, it could be that I'm doing everything right, but it's just not working at the moment. Yeah, it doesn't look like my speed is adjusting to my attempts to input, so. Alright, there we go. One of the little idiosyncrasies here with this. I don't know why, but it does that. 3020 is our altimeter. Come on. Leave me alone. Quit giving me jitteries. I'm getting a lot of choppiness in the goggles, so it's hard to get anything done right now. You know, one thing I do like about the Airbus is this thing, it adjusts a lot more quickly than the Boeing stuff. So I'll give them that much. I don't feel like I'm spinning the mouse wheel for days trying to get to where I'm trying to set it at. Okay, can we stop with this? This is killing me. Okay, we'll go up 100 steps until we get to 1,000. This is one of the other things I do like about the Airbus autopilot panel. If I can ever get the goggles to cooperate, I can make quicker adjustments like this. Usually they have me climb to about 4,000 or 5,000 feet. So if I can ever get this to cooperate, that's what I'm trying to do. So I have less to work on once I get my clearance. Alright, good enough. Oh, here we go again. I can't look at the damn FMS or whatever the hell the Airbus calls it now because alright, now accuracy upgrade. Aircraft position invalid. Why would that be invalid? Change code. Come on. Yeah, and I think the stuff the other stuff going on in the house is contributing to my problems because other people are using the Wi-Fi right now. Oh, for the love of God, would you stop already? I can't get anything done with these goggles. Wait, I can't read that. Atlanta IRS, I think I already did that. GPS primary, okay. Holy shit, are you ever going to let me do what I want without weights cleared? This is frustrating. And then I try to move in closer and I can't because the thing moves with me at times. This is why I like Boeing aircraft better. Because I'm just not comfortable with this system. JBU 631. Okay, is that showing up over here now? Yep, it just showed up over here. Okay. What is our alternate airfield? EHEH. That's also in the Netherlands. I'm wondering, is this thing ever going to let me do what I want to do? Cost index 5. Because at this rate, I'd rather just go out of VR mode and freaking deal with it. This is bullshit. Yeah, I'm just gonna ditch the goggles. I'm having too many performance problems with it. I don't tend to have problems with if nobody's here, but when other people are here, I absolutely always have issues like this. Okay, EHEH, we'll just get the hell with it. I'm having trouble with the goggles. They're just having all kinds of jitters and all that. Okay, IRSs look like they're aligned. Okay, I do have more pages here. Really? Yeah, I don't know what information to put in there. I don't normally fly Airbus, so. Zero fuel weight, and then is this in kilograms? That's another one. I'm gonna have to. I think I can go into this thing and yeah, I think I can set my options to something I can work with because I can't work with kilograms. I mean, I probably could, but I'd rather not. I already have SimBrief set up in terms of imperial, like I'm used to. Link instruments, I'm not too worried about it, but rudder controls tiller, auto tiller disconnect, yeah, zero fuel weight entry. Well, what? Oh, yeah, what altitude, acceleration, altitude, whatever. Okay, I think those should be okay. Alright, I do like how this shows, you know, we have weather data right here. OFP, download from SimBrief. Great. SimBrief username not set. Go to options page. Oh, okay. Guess I'm gonna have to figure out my SimBrief username. Oh my god. Account settings. Oh, that one, okay. Okay, now let's see what happens. SimBrief plan requested. OFP not download. So is it in here or not? I don't know. There's I don't see the weights in there. Probably gonna get that same error for because the aircraft type it's expecting. It's like it's configured a different way than I don't know. Maybe it's a different. Maybe I'm not set up right on there with on SimBrief which aircraft it is. But maybe I should use that Annie Builds one or something. I don't know. I would have thought that would have been the default anyway. Though. Okay. Chops. Also get the jetway connect. Now this is a nice feature. Toggle catering. Toggle luggage, and then it can even use the pushback features. The built-in SimBrief, the same tension stuff. Okay, we got too much learning to figure out though. Payload. Alright, where are we getting this? Okay, now. Zero fuel weight is 150.6. Oh, zero fuel weight CG. Forgot about that. Alright, so 25. So do I need to do 150.6 slash 25? That seems to be about right. Block? Is that the block fuel? I guess. 35.4. Yeah, 35.4. Like we're all set there. Okay, apparently I gotta put flap info in here somewhere. That's what I'm guessing. It needs to know what flap setting I'm going to use before it can give me my V speeds on that other page. Flaps. Yeah, this is one. Again, I don't use the Airbus normally, so like I'm over my head with this shit. Flaps 2. I don't know what that means. Takeoff shift. Let's just put 0. I don't know. What the hell is supposed? Let's take off temp. Do we have the weather in here? Yeah, I think so. Dashboard. Takeoff temp is 1 degree. I don't know what I'm supposed to put in there. Okay, tentatively set up for runway 4 right. Takeoff shift. I don't. Climb. Cruise. this is why I don't like doing Airbus aircraft. I'm not used to some of this crap here. Barometer. No, that one's approach. Next phase, go around. I don't see needing to take off at 184 knots. If the Airbus is really take that much airspeed to get up off the ground, that's a lot. Look at this. Oh my God. I think I'd rather just stick with Boeing. Not gonna lie, I freaking hate these Airbus aircraft with the way they're set up. If that one. Zero fuel waves. 150, 601. Fuel is going to be 35, 438. Instant. Is that going to factor into this? Nope, still not showing. Okay. Zero fuel weight CG 31.9. Panel states. Alright, on GPS. Fire 519. Unable to find safe performance data. Interesting. Okay, maybe we should take a look at runway 4 left and figure out if that has something to do with why maybe it thinks that the runway is too short. Is it almost 2,400 meters? I think that'd be enough. Let's change this to 4 right. Because that could factor in. Oh, huh. We have the info right up here, though. Come on. 340 at night. How this works, I don't know. Ah, but now we have all these conditions in there. Now we got some V speeds in here. Okay, so V1 is 155. VR is 162. That's what we're rotating. V2 is 165. 5. Okay, why? What do our maps look like? Oh. But that changed because of maybe that, I don't know. Didn't change my, oh, this all, no wonder. Turned all my RUs off. That's why. Okay, and then it's changed everything, all of my autopilot stuff that I already did back to what they were. What the? Seriously? Zero fuel weight, zero fuel CG disagreed. FMGC values confirmed. Nav altimeter discrepancy. Okay, that's probably because of this. Yep, see, that went away. Okay, now I gotta figure out what this fuel. DFW. DFPG. Disagree. Obviously, there's a discrepancy between some data that's one place and some data that's in another place. I just gotta figure out where the problem is. Press the ZFW/DFC FWCG button on the FMC on the fuel prediction page. This should fix it. Yeah, I look like I got rid of it. Okay. Where are we getting 102.7 for zero fuel weight? Oh my God. I think I'd rather just stick with with Boeing. This is ridiculous. You guys can keep your Airbus crap. I'll stick with Boeing. I'm a lot more comfortable with the user interface on the Boeing airplanes, and okay, let me find something else I could work with here, because that's gonna piss me off too much. Departure board. Probably have to pick a different. What? Come on. Okay, I don't want to see the earlier stuff. How do I hide the earlier flights? The fact this is slow is not helping with me, an impatient person like me, trying to find what I'm trying to find. Okay, I'm not doing an A350 flight to Hong Kong. That's a long way. Okay, American Airlines flight to Miami. I suppose I could do that one. It's a little on the longer side, but let's see. AEL 2591, KBOS, and I think, yeah, KMIA. And that was the A321, but obviously I'm not going to use the A321. I know American Airlines also has 737, so I'm going to use that instead. You guys know that I'm a lot more comfortable in the 737. 1,168 miles, so probably a good 3 hour or so flight. Okay, now let's pre-file it on Say Intentions. Now let's get away from that damn Airbus. Alright, I'm already in American Airlines livery there. I believe that was the... someone... Oh, no. Yeah, Bravo 10 was where I was at earlier, when I first flew into here. Let's go ahead and do that. I can deal with this aircraft a lot more easily. Got a much better idea what I'm doing with this one. Alright, let's get the APU started as well. Lights on. Okay. New. Oh, about flights. Ah, there we go. American 2591. Before we do anything, let's go ahead and get our IRS's aligning. Now we can import our route and our weights. I don't know if did I pre-file this on SimBrief? I don't remember. I mean on Say Intentions. I think I might have, but just in case, I went ahead and did it again. I don't know what I just hit. Battery. Ox pumps on. APU bleed valve open. Go ahead and get the engine bleeds open as well. Pitot heat on. God damper on as well. Okay, let's get on to one right there. Okay, reference airport, Boston. Yeah, I know my engine's not started, dummy. American 2591. That can definitely be helpful with not forgetting my call sign. I can just look right there if I forget my numbers. National route, okay. Okay, look like we might have a step climb from 360 to 380. Zero fuel weight, 136.6. Cost index 55. Yeah, that's saying 380 or 370, but I gotta be at an even number altitude because of the direction of flight. Cruise wind 261 at 58. Alright, everything looks good there. Now we'll leave that flying. Takeoff flaps is 5, like normal. Okay, look like 30% CG. Alright, trim, we need to set it 4.5. I think that should be good enough. Okay, V1 speed's gonna be 139. Rotate 141, engine out 151. Okay, I think, yeah, see, we're already pretty effectively set up there. Make sure I don't have any discontinuities or anything like that. I think we might be alright there. Okay, yeah, I think we're happy there. How much easier that is to set up. I don't have a bunch of crap over here on a tablet to deal with. I mean, I do have to manually do stuff like get them to push me back and all that, but I can deal with that. Okay, 121.65, I think it said. Yeah, 121.65. can't read that very well. It sometimes looks like something else. Okay, now let's set our COM2 to the ramp. Volume up, okay. So much easier to set up. That's why I like this aircraft. I don't know how some of you guys like Airbus so much. I'm like a fish out of water dealing with those damn things. Okay, I think we are good to go. I'm gonna go ahead and I'll actually get this preset. Okay, and I like having I like a little old school here with writing down what information they're gonna give me. Trying to find something good I can write on. Here we go. Don't know if I'm gonna end up right. I don't know. I don't want to write on the back of my daughter's homework. She still needs it. Okay, so we're gonna ask clearance for an IFR plan to Miami. Clearance American 2591. A request IFR to Miami is filed.
Give me 1 second for that clearance. American 2591, cleared to Miami via the SOC 7 departure. Then is filed. Climb and maintain 5,000. Expect flight level 36010 minutes after departure. Departure on 133.0 squawk 7457. And your departure runway was changed to 4 right.
I didn't catch the departure frequency. 133. No 7457 was the squawk. I asked for 380, but I think because of sim brief giving me a step increase from 360 to 380, that might be what the issue is. Okay. Cleared via SOC 7. Plan to maintain 5,000. Expect flight level 360 after 10 minutes. Clock 7457. Runway 4 right is will be the departure runway, and departure frequency would be 133.0. American 2571. I said the wrong call sign.
American 2591, read back correct. Contact ground on 121.75.
2175, American 2591. Okay, so we can preset our altitude. You know, I wish I could use the goggles. It's yeah, I'm just having too many performance problems with it. I might need a faster processor, or just it might. I'm inclined to think it's just a Wi-Fi thing. Even though I have the computer directly hooked up by Ethernet to the router to help it, it's. I think the fact that we have several other people in the house streaming stuff and all that is probably a big part of the problem. All right, let's get to 4 right. So I need to know, all right, runway heading is 035. So I can preset my heading. Once I depart, I can have it maintain runway heading. Damn, that dude's going fast. Alright, I think everything else should be okay. Okay, I've already switched over to the ground channel, I believe. Yeah, alright. Ground American 2591 is ready for pushback and startup.
American 2591, Boston ground, pushback and start approved, tail north.
Pushback startup approved, tail north, American 2591. Okay, now we switch over to the COM2 radio, because that's what I already have set up for the ramp channel. Again, say intentions, doesn't matter what airport you're at, 119.99 is the frequency used for ramp. Ramp, flight deck, request pushback.
Ground to flight deck, tug en route, standby for pushback.
Okay, let's get these to down. Alright, tug is hooking up.
Bypass pin inserted. Just let me know when you're ready to start the pushback.
Parking brake is released. Cleared for pushback, tail north. Are you guys not responding again? Ramp, flight deck, parking brake released, ready for pushback, tail north. They did this on
Ground to
the...
flight deck, pushback commencing, tail north, off localizer, time 12 at 56 a.m.
Okay, sounds like we're good there. Do I have... Yeah, I have fuel in the center tank, so I want to use the center tank fuel first. Reason why, because on... Alright, so I'll use this gauge here.
Ground to flight deck, clear for engine start and sequence.
Copy, clear, engine start. Okay. So, the wing tanks, they can gravity feed fuel into the engine. So even if you have a fuel pump failure, they can gravity feed fuel into the engines like that. The center tank cannot gravity feed those. So for that reason, you don't want to run yourself out of fuel in the tanks that can gravity feed and put yourself in a position where the only fuel you can use is one or more that require, that the only way you can use them is with fuel pumps that may or may not work. If you have a fuel pump failure or even a full electrical failure of some sort, that's, you don't want to. You want to be using the centers, and then once I start getting an indication here or master caution for fuel, then I know it'll be time to shut off those center tank pumps. Okay, we are on Bravo 10, and we're going to be taking off on 4 right, which is right there, so it's going to be a short, or actually we're over here in Pier B. Right over here up on this end, so probably going to get cleared to taxi via Kilo and Bravo, I think. That's what I would anticipate. Okay, let me make sure I have, actually we don't have the ground power unit hooked up still, so I'm going to need the APU generators on. Okay, number 1's online. Number 2 is motoring.
Ground to flight deck, pushback complete. Please ensure parking brakes are set. Standing by for confirmation of good engine start and report when ready for disconnect.
Parking brake is set, still working on engine start.
Roger, standing by for engine start confirmation.
lot of times they disappear even then. Okay, let's get that out of here. I don't need that. I see several other tails over here. No deltas or... Yeah, there's all a bunch of delta tails over here, it looks like. Makes you wonder how the hell they end up over here if it's all delta over here. Where are all the American Airlines birds at? They got me... Dude, you guys got me facing the wrong way. It was supposed to be tail north, dumbass. They got me tail south. So I'll just turn around myself. Freaking knuckleheads. They even acknowledged tail north. Imagine that. Alright, we are still motoring the number 2 engine. Hopefully I'll get ignition here pretty soon. We are getting ignition. Exhaust gas temp is on the rise. N1 on the rise. Got fuel flow there. Now we're starting to get oil pressure. And oil temp. Okay. I didn't read what that last one says. VIP. Oh, that's vibration. Yeah, so a lot of turbofan engines have what you call a vibration sensor. And that's what that is. If you get excessive vibration, and that's one of those things where you'd want to shut off the engine as a precaution. Because there could be something seriously going wrong with it if it vibrates too much. So that's why they have those indications. Alright, we have good engine start. I'm going to go ahead and get my engine-driven generators up online. No longer need the APU. Come on. Don't need the APU running either. And because of that, don't need the APU bleed valve. Go ahead and get these packs. Auto. That should already be in. Yeah. Okay, I think everything else is already set up okay. We're near freezing. I don't know what I'm actually going to need. I need de-icing. Put like anti-ice or de-ice systems running at the moment, except for pitot heat. I don't know, maybe I can turn it up. Yeah, turn some of that stuff on when we start getting up into those clouds that are up a little higher. Okay, I look like I haven't set my altimeter yet. Alright, we are set at 3020, 20 feet off the ground, but I'm showing -4 on the radar altimeter. It tells me I'm 4 feet below ground. Let me see what happened. Exaggerated. No, it's still not. So it's just a calibration issue. Okay, that might just be, I'll have to deal with that. And I remember that it's -4 instead of 0. Okay. Ramp, flight deck, engine start complete. Clear disconnect.
Alright, we're disconnecting now. Stand by.
Thanks for facing me the wrong way, asshole. Don't say that on Say Intentions, of course. That's a good way to get banned.
Ground to flight deck, bypass been removed, we've disconnected, and crew is clear. You're good to go. Goodbye, see you soon.
Okay. Let's get back over to COM 1. And get our map back up to double check. Again, I think we're gonna get Echo Kilo Bravo. That would be my best guess. We shouldn't have to hold short of runway 4 left because we're back here behind it. Ground American 2591 is ready to taxi.
American 2591, Boston ground, runway 4 right, taxi via Kilo Bravo.
4 right via Kilo Bravo, American 2591. Yeah, see what I mean? That was pretty simple. Almost forgot. Alright, these are all on here. Yeah, alright, taxi lights are on. Get my flaps where they're supposed to be. Usually when I was an aircraft mechanic, we weren't even allowed to marshal them out if the flaps weren't in the proper setting, because if they're not in the proper setting, that is one of the possible, that is one of the ways that the pilots can actually communicate to the ground that, hey, we might be, I might have a hijacker. So for that reason, yeah, you got to make sure the flaps are set correctly. Because the properly trained ground crew won't even...
Ground JetBlue 1214, taxi to the gate.
JetBlue 1214, taxi to parking via Delta 1, Delta, hold short of runway 33 left, then Charlie, hold short of runway 4 right, then Charlie, hold short of runway 4 left.
Delta 1, Delta, hold short of runway 33 left, then Charlie, hold short of runway 4 right, then Charlie, hold short of runway 4 left, JetBlue 1214.
That was totally unnecessary. I shouldn't have even had to do that. Ground charge again. Yeah, this should be Kilo. That's Echo there. Where's Echo? Don't move my thing on me. Okay, yeah, Kilo's south of Echo. You know, I think Echo's the other side. I think that's where that guy just taxied, right? Yeah, if I can follow him. I think this is Echo right here, and I think I'm on Kilo. Yeah, see, here's Kilo. And then we'll make a right turn up Bravo. Yeah, we should be turning down here.
Ground, Delta 702, taxi to parking.
Delta 702, taxi to parking via Delta 1, Delta, hold short of runway 33 left, then Charlie, hold short of runway 4 right, then Charlie, hold short of runway 4 left, then Alpha.
Okay.
Delta 1, Delta, hold short of runway 33 left, then Charlie, hold short of runway 4 right, then Charlie, hold short of runway 4 left, then Alpha Delta 702.
Yeah, Bravo's coming up here, more channel left turn. No, I don't want to be going on the... Check where I'm at. Oh yeah, I should be making a right turn here. What's that hold line for then? For that diagonal runway? yellow lights going across, that tells me that's a hold line. I'm guessing it's for that diagonal runway up here, but I'll have to find out. Yeah, well, she didn't tell me to hold that at 9, so
Approaching runway 9.
we're not actually crossing 9 anyway. We're just coming around the approach threshold for it. Okay, now I think this will be for right
Approaching
up here.
runway 9. Approaching runway 4 left. Approaching runway 4 left.
American 2591, contact tower on 128.8, safe flight.
Go to tower, American 2591. Oh, here's 4 right here. Okay, so we will stop here and switch tower to our active. Okay, flaps confirmed at 5 degrees like I want. Trim set how I want it. Autopilot panel looks pretty good. Yeah, everything looks like it's exactly how I want it. So I think we are. Oh, you know what? I never switched these over to. I'm not sure what matters on flight sim, but better do it right. Tower American 2591, hold short of 4 right, ready for departure.
American 2591, Boston Tower, runway 4 right, winds 340 at 9er, RNAV NAN, cleared for takeoff.
Cleared for takeoff, 2591. I can't remember, did I set? Yeah, I did set my brakes. Okay. Where are we? Alright, yeah. So yeah, the runway's right in front of us. And we'll make a right turn onto it. I mean a left turn, I think. Mickey Mouse right, yeah, that's it.
Approaching runway 4 right.
Always do a traffic check. Doesn't matter if ATC clears you. That's what these those firefighters in LaGuardia Airport found out the hard way. I don't think they did a proper traffic check. And on top of that,
American 2567, hold short of runway 33 left.
Holding short of runway 33 left, American 2567.
you got these runway status lights right here too. That's telling that the runway's occupied and not safe to cross. And those guys in LaGuardia, the firefighters, missed that detail. They were lit up. Okay, 035 is our heading. And just a little bit more to the right. Alright, there we go. Okay, I think it was 141 was my VR speed.
American 2567, hold short of runway 33 left.
Hold short of 33 left, American 2567.
Alright. Alright, positive rate of climb established.
American 2567, cross runway 33 left.
Oh, what are you doing?
Runway 33 left, American 2567.
Okay, get our first set of flaps back in. Okay, I'm expecting that we're going to get entered off to departure before long. Gonna airspeed up a little bit first before we start doing a faster climb rate.
American 2591, contact departure.
Going to departure, American 2591. Okay, now let's get our auto throttle set to 250. And alright. Departure, American 2591 with you, 1700, climbing 5000.
American 2591, Boston departure, radar contact. Climb and maintain 8000, turn right heading 145, vectors to Busick, then on course.
Climb 8000, right turn 045, vectors to Busick, then on course. American 2591. I think you said 45. Double check. Yeah,
American 2591, climb and maintain flight level 210.
Flight level 210, American 2591. I don't know that I have Busick in here. I don't see it, so I'm gonna have to add that in there. BUCYK. Oh, great. This one I need is the toolbar on the way. Okay, now let's get that route discontinuity out of there. Okay, now let's nav it over to Busick. Get on course. Why am I not maintaining 250? This is good enough, but I figured it.
American 2591, climb and maintain flight level 250.
Climb flight level 250, American 2591. What the hell kind of route is that? Maybe I should just go straight from Busick to Sox. Ignore these other. I think I'm gonna do that. It just seems kind of stupid. And give her a koozie. Give her a sea bear. All in. Okay, that looks better. I can live with that. We're up above 10,000 feet now, accelerate to 280. We can get all of our landing lights and taxi lights off now, up above 10,000. And let's get these to the flight position.
American 2591, climb and maintain flight level 290.
Climb flight level 290, American 2591. Got one person watching. Is that Christian or someone else? David or not Christian? Okay. So I would say it's either David or someone else. Looks like we are over music now, making our turn to socks. I would recommend you turn off the volume now. If you're nearby my microphone, they could pick up your playback there and create problems. Yeah, that'll work. As long as it's low enough, like mine. I have mine, that might be like 1 or 2 minutes of volume on there, but otherwise it's very low so that there's no chance my microphone will pick it up. Alright, so the plan I have is to get up to cruise altitude and cruise speed, and then I might go ahead and use accelerated sim rate.
American 2591, climb and maintain flight level 330.
Climb flight level 330, American 2591. It's not showing you on there, it just shows 2 people. One's myself and one's probably the person who was already on there.
American 2591, contact Boston Center on 127.975.
129.795, American 2591. Nope, I said that right. Yeah, 127.975. Boston Center, American 2591 with you, flight level 180, climbing flight level 330.
American 2591, Boston Center, good evening.
Alright, flight level 180, also going to switch over to standard altimeter, center pressure 2992. Okay, as I was saying, tentatively, once I'm up to cruise speed and altitude and all that, there's a pretty good chance I will run accelerated sim rates to help shorten the stream time. I may only do because it goes in basically doubles the speed every time you hit the sim rate increase. You got real time and then 2x and then 4x and then 8x.
American 2591, climb and maintain flight level 360.
Climb flight level 360, American 2591. Just starting to have some trouble maintaining 280, so I back off about 200 vertical speed every time that happens. You can also tell by watching here, the climb in one, it's, you know, the target is 90.9 or the max, whatever it's looking for. So once my N1 actually starts getting up to that area or higher, it's usually my cue to start making the vertical speed a little more shallow. And I'm not a real world aircraft, real world pilot, but you know, as the air gets thinner, and if I want to keep maintaining at least 280 indicated, that's the old school way that I used to do it a long time ago. A couple of decades ago when I did simming, and I was also doing that simming when I was a military aircraft mechanic, and sometimes actually even flying in the airplane and flying in the cockpit with the crew when they're going somewhere. So I do have kind of some insight into that. It may not be like I said, I'm not exactly a pilot, but I observe things and see things or know things, whatever, that your average non-pilot isn't going to know. Not just from flight simming, but from being in real airplanes and watching how they do things. Okay, we're getting up there again, so we'll go ahead and come down to 1400. As we get up above flight level 300, I would usually expect it to probably be around 1,000, maybe even 800 feet per minute. And by then, we'll start getting closer to our Mach speed of 0.78. And then once we're up about, once we get to our desired Mach speed, we should be able to maintain the same vertical speed or similar. I don't tend to go any lower than about 600. But a lot of times, I'm in the 600 or 800 foot per minute range by the time I get to cruise altitude, most of the time when I do this. And this is Providence or something? Providence, Rhode Island? No, actually, Providence is, it is Rhode Island. You're thinking Rhode Island was a little further south. I've been through Rhode Island before, and I thought it was coming down more this direction. No, I can always turn that on. Nothing wants to cooperate on the winds. Okay, I don't turn off VORs and NDVs. Okay, now let's see what we get. We get our waypoints. Yeah, that's a little bit cleaner. And I can zoom out and I don't really see anything for weather. Well, give me a second to draw, but I don't see any weather yet. I'm still climbing. That'd be about a 3-hour flight or something like that, but I may run in accelerated sim mode eventually. Not until I get to cruise altitude. I'm on my way up. Yeah, I'm almost at 30,000 feet right now. I'm climbing at 36,000. But I'll eventually, I'll get settled in at 36,000, and then I'm going to request climb to 38,000. Oh, it changed yours too now to the new style. Okay. Alright, starting to get a little bit of upward bias on this airspeed change. Got work to do though. Pretty good headwind right now, 130 knot, almost right on the nose. That's going to work against us. I don't know if it'll stay that way though. 6/8 to 4/8. Sky coverage often described as partly cloudy. Broken indicates 5/8 to 7/8. Considered a ceiling in aviation. Okay. Meaning the sky is mostly covered. Broken suggests more shade and a higher likelihood of impending overcast conditions. Alright. Yeah, I would call this broken. Maybe on the lower end of broken. 6/8 perhaps? 5 or 6/8? Alright, there we go. Must have a discontinuity in there somewhere. Is it showing Miami only 7 miles, so something not quite right there. Probably a vectors thing, perhaps. All those fixes and no VORs, it tells me I'm using basically cube routes. Yeah, there we go. Vectors and Grunk. That's why it's showing that. Interesting waypoints here. Madonna, Tupac, Armani, Blimey, Gucci, Fendi. Bonfish, what? Yeah, they're naming them after clothing designers and musicians. Gucci, I don't know what Blimey is, but Blimey, whatever. The Armani, I know, is a designer. Same as Gucci. Madonna, that's a singer. Tupac, that's a rapper. Albo, Orca, Coffee, Rifle, Yazoo, ZZ, Elon. Tugger, Big Bird, Frank. Idols, Spoof, Dunk, Maids, Moab. I think I recognize that Hogue and Joe Ray, so I think that's where we're getting pretty close to their film. Some of the same ones. Okay, Albo is what we're flying to right now. Alright, we have leveled off. Center American 2591 requests step flight level increase to 380.
American 2591, climb and maintain flight level 380.
Climb flight level 380, American 2591. Alright, so yeah, my sim brief plan had me initially climbing to 360 and then it had a step increase to 380. I don't remember. Okay, when I got, actually one that, when I got to Scarp is when it wanted me to ask for that, so let's see where that's at. Okay, so I'm premature in doing it, but it's not a big deal. I should have waited until I got to Scarp to request that increase, but and I'm not sure why they have me set up for a step increase. Yeah, initial climb to 360 and then climb all that distance. I mean, travel all that distance before I. Where's Scarp at? Scarp is over there by in North Carolina, in between Jacksonville and Wilmington. Okay. How did more than half the flight? What's the point of climbing a 380 at that point? I don't know. Seems like we're okay climbing to that level now, so the higher we climb, the better it is on the fuel burn, so in general. We're gonna toss that. Before they sit in the closet for an entire year. And okay, we are indicating low on fuel. That would be the center tank, just like I talked about earlier. I was expecting that. Turn those off, and we're good. Yeah, so we're completely. We've used up all of our center tank fuel now, so now we're feeding off the main engine, the main tanks. We'll get to that vectors point where we're needing vectors to the arrival at 0814 Zulu. about 2.5 hours from now. Okay. Yeah, I don't think I want to sit and wait for that long. I could, but what fun is that on live streaming it too as well?
Mala 44 Bravo, descend and maintain 1000 feet, altimeter 3018.
Descending to 1000, Mall 44 Bravo.
Get backward on which one I have, which way I have it set up on sim right now. So, I'm trying to watch between the UTC time and the distance, see how quickly it moves. I remember back in the day on the older versions of Flight Simulator, you could use, it would actually flash a thing down there somewhere showing you what sim rate you're running at, but the 2024 doesn't seem to have that capability. Top of descent just about 2 hours from now. Might be using the wrong keyboard combo. I don't know. Let me go to settings just to double check.
The fuck is this?
Oh, Alt R. Alright, so I'm using the wrong combo. Alt R minus to increase it, and Alt R equals to decrease it. I thought there was something not right. Yeah, it looks like it might be reacting a little faster now. We're covering the ground here quickly.
American 2591, contact Boston Center on 135.8.
135.8, American 2591. Pretty quiet out here. I'm not hearing much other activity. Boston Center, American 2591 with you, flight level 380.
American 2591, Boston Center. Good evening. American 25901, contact New York Center on 118.975.
118.975, American 2591. Center, American 2591 with you, flight level 380.
American 2591, New York Center. Good morning.
That's a new voice. I don't remember that one. Top of this end, the time's going a little faster, so that's what I'm looking for. Okay, I got a little bit of weather here off to the southeast. Not a factor though. Oh, that day again. That's Atlantic City, okay. So, yeah, now, being Lakers, this is McGuire, basically McGuire Air Force Base to me. It's Joint Base McGuire, Fort Dix, and Lakers. It's the naval part of that joint base. I spent about a month over there doing transition training for the C-141 aircraft back in 2000. Correct. This will be the last one.
American 2591, contact Washington Center on
134.325, American 2591. Center, American 2591 with you, flight level 380.
American 2591, Washington Center, good morning.
Okay, I need to drink this off. Yes, I did do it. See you awake or sleeping? Salisbury, Ocean City, something. ASBY. It's in Maryland, okay. Mako County, Mako, whatever how they pronounce it. I'm curious how they pronounce that county. Mako? I don't know. Interesting how it has a little bit of difficulty with the turns at higher sim rate. Auto turn? Yeah. Come on, how it automatically follows them out. Makes it easier. Yeah, less burden on it. Oh, there's some weather there. I guess down lower though. So there's moderate rain here, and then there's moderately heavy rain over here, right on the shoreline. The KECG. Okay, that's Elizabeth City, North Carolina. Oh, that's the radar. Okay. Yeah, see how it's in a circle? Yeah, that's my radar actually showing basically in a radius around me what weather is where. I can also put weather up on there. See? Yeah, and then got the heavier, a little bit of heavier stuff right over here by Big Bird. That's a little bit past Big, yeah, right around where Big Bird's at.
American 2591, contact Washington Center on 133.825.
133.825, American 2591. Washington Center, American 2591 with you, flight level 380.
American 2591, Washington Center, good morning.
Who the other pilots at? There are none. I know I'm on the east, so that maybe that has something to do with it, but yeah, it looks like there's nobody in the area. I can see there's somebody up here, but I'm wondering if they might still be having some issues with the traffic model. I know I've seen some other people complaining about that, how they don't seem to be getting much traffic lately. For the most part, I haven't had problems. Now, I don't know if the problem, the fact that I'm not seeing anything now is because of me running at a higher sim rate, so it has a harder time drawing, keeping up, because they only, my understanding is they only show you what's around, what other pilots, what other flights are around within a 60-mile radius of your current location. So at accelerated sim rate, that could be a factor. However, I live in California and it's just after 11 p.m. here, so it means on the East Coast it's 2 a.m. So it could just be a case of most of the people who spend most of their time flying in that part of the country are probably in bed sleeping right now. So I guess that's what's going on. We have a layer of stormy weather. Some spots there with pretty good downdrafts. Down to 71 minutes to top of descent. When I get to about 10 minutes or so, maybe even a little bit after that, probably when I'm gonna 6 to 7, probably that neck of the woods is when I'll go back to normal sim rate, I'd imagine. Game is still on. Top of the 9th though, and they're up 5 to 4. Oh no, it looked like it's 3 out, so they had bases loaded too. It looked like the Dodgers won it with while the Diamondbacks had the bases loaded. It's on top of the 9th, but it says 3 out, so yeah, see, it's final. Since the Dodgers were already in the lead and they're the home team, they didn't have to. It wasn't necessary for them to bat in the 9th inning because they already had enough to win anyway. good start to the season. 2-0 start so far. Looks like we're starting to get past the weather. Range 640. Yeah, we got a bit to go. But now I was expecting, I think 8:15 is when I would be entering. So simulator time, we got an hour and 15 to go before I get to that vector point there, the final. Don't think about it. Yeah, I'm on the setup. Make sure I'm set up for the correct runway at Miami. Now, whatever little tips, clues I can get from say intentions before, if I can preset the FMS. I don't have to make on the fly adjustment while we're already on our way down. If possible. Either way, hour and 15 in sim time, but
American 25901, contact Washington Center on 135.3.
135.3, American 2591. That air, American 2591 with you, flight level 380.
American 2591, Washington Center, good morning.
Getting a little bit more scattered coverage over here. Yeah, it does look like we're starting to get improvements with cloud cover. Popping us in 56 minutes. Okay, they're showing 51 airplanes parked and 1 active. So, yeah, I would say that has a lot. It might have a lot to do with why it's so quiet right now.
American 25901, contact Jacksonville Center on 135.05.
13505, American 2591. Jacksonville Center, American 2591 with you, flight level 380.
American 25901, Jacksonville Center.
Is that a British voice? That sounded like one. That's right. And I don't really, I mean, who says that a British speaker can't be in Jacksonville? We could be married to somebody, married to an American or something, and have the qualifications to do the job. So, I know some scientific users like the controllers to have accents that are appropriate for the for the area in question, but I'm okay with that kind of stuff. Like I don't mind if you get a little bit of variety of accents that don't sound like they necessarily correlate, because in the real world you can, like here in California, I'm from California. You know, I talk like a normal American to me, but we have a lot of Spanish speakers here, so you'll get a lot of Spanglish or English, but with the Spanish flavor to it. But in other parts of California, we get a lot of, like especially the Central Valley, got a lot of Punjabi Indians. So it's pretty common to hear Indian accents in that part of the state. Even in other spots here in California, there's still a sizable there's still a population of Indians, among others, Filipinos. We've got a lot of Vietnamese as well in certain areas. So I don't see what the big deal is with controllers having a little bit of variety with the accents, even if they're in an area where most of the people sound like this. Top of descent, 36 minutes. Yeah, we're already almost off to the east of Jacksonville now, so it's definitely. This should be Daytona Beach. MSFS. That's Orlando, Sanford. Okay. I thought it was ORL or something like that. Okay, KLAL should be Lakeland. MLB though. Why am I know it's something with something beach, but Melbourne, Orlando International. Melbourne, Florida. Okay. Already down to 32 minutes to top of the descent.
American 25901, contact Jacksonville Center on 134.85.
1013485, American 2591. Jacksonville Center, American 2591, flight level 380.
American 25901, Jacksonville Center.
That's that same voice as last week, nice. Got pretty clear skies now, so. That's the other thing too, is I'm going to want to look at check the weather in Miami right now. MIA. VFR conditions. Information: Foxtrot, arriving, departing, 8 right, 12, 8 left, and 9. Winds calm, visibility 10, scattered clouds at 2700. Temperature 23, dew point 19. Okay, so it's a bit on the humid side. Temperature 3011, density altitude 700.
American 2591, contact Miami Center on
134.35, American 2591. Miami Center, American 2591, with you, flight level 380.
American 2591, Miami Center, good morning.
See that little indicator there for top of descent, somewhere between Joe Ray and Mogay or whatever that's called. Yeah, we need to go to back to normal speed now. Okay, looks like we are normal speed now based on this. Alright, so 10 tips to show me ILS runway 8, right? That's what I can expect, and already has an arrival gate of Concourse Delta 1 as well. So I'm going to come into here, make sure I'm set to move. Lead right. Ground and parking charts on there. Okay, facility charge. Gate right. ILS frequency is 110.3. Yeah, I'm already in this, in the arrival procedure now. runway 12 transition. That runway assignment for Miami approach prior to both. Okay, I've got the airports over here, so probably gonna end up over here. Let's see, Fendi. Showing what these waypoints are over here. I'm expecting it's going to be probably these here. Concourse Delta 1. I need to double check where that's at as well. Okay, look like, oh wait, there's two Concourse D's from what I can tell. Over here and then the one over on the east side, so which is which? Alright, I'm gonna have to use Taxi Tuner more nightly to figure that out. Delta 1 will be over on the far northeast corner of that eastern complex, what it looks like. What runway is that? I'm showing you what runway it is. The inner one on the north side of the terminal. So it should be a pretty short. I might have to learn how to use Taxi Tuner more. Yeah, that looks like a, well, on there, it doesn't necessarily mean that that's what, yeah, Armani, Madonna, I know we saw those in there. Tupac, and then Vector. Okay, yeah. So that should be okay.
American 2591, contact Miami Center on 125.075.
Go to 125.075, American 2591.
Miami Center, United 1649er, flight level 330.
Oh, I actually got another one flying, huh? Miami Center, American 2591 with you, flight level 380.
American 2591, Miami Center, good morning.
Okay, so it's still showing 51 parked aircraft and only 2 active. Okay, I did see a United guy. He just passed by me in the other direction about 5 or 6,000 feet below.
American 2591, descend via Banfish 3 to 4000 Hawk transition into Miami, altimeter 3011.
Down to 4,000 via Banfish 3 and altimeter 3011, American 2591. Temporary flight restriction over here in the Palm Beach area. Friday through Sunday between the surface at 18,000 feet for VIP movement. to. Alright. Now I can set my course, make sure it's set up right. 092, 092. Alright. Now I can set my course, make sure it's set up right. 092. Alright. Now I can set my course, make sure it's set up right. 092. Alright. Now I can set my course, make sure it's set up right. 092. Alright. Now I can set my course, make sure it's set up right. is what I want to descend at. 11:17. 11 minutes from now. Yeah, we're on track to get to 4,000 feet by then.
American 2591, contact Miami approach on 118.1.
118.1, American 2591. Miami approach, American 2591 with you. Flight level 180, descending 4,000.
American 2591, Miami approach. Good morning, Miami altimeter 3011. Expect the ILS runway 8 right approach into Miami.
3011, expect 18 right, American 2591. Okay, maybe that's Fort Lauderdale right there. Okay, 176 aircraft parked now, one active. Wow. Okay, over here, this could be Miami Airport, I don't know. Yeah, that 1,800 foot per minute descent rate seems like a pretty good profile to maintain that 280. Really should start slowing to 250 though. See if I can get down to that speed by the time I hit transition altitude. Usually find that I have to level off or take a shallower descent rate to try to get down to 250 though. once I get to Armani, or around Armani, I'm going to want to set my heading hole to, or at least, not, yeah, at least preset it. I don't need to go into heading hole mode, but I'm going to want to preset it that way when I get to that vector spot there. Just before I get to it, I can hit heading select and maintain the current heading until they give me instructions to do something else. Okay, let's go down to 1,000 foot per minute because we're less than 1,000 away from our transition altitude. There. We're not losing much speed there, so this is coming down. It's just not coming down that fast. Down to 500 should help. Oh yeah, it's nothing coming down. Yeah, we're looking good. Come down to 250. We can get down a little bit more on the vertical speed, I hope. Alright, now we're starting to pick up more speed there. Okay, so I wouldn't need to use spoilers or a way I cheat. Get down below the max flap speed, I can get down to 230. Max flap speed on the 737 is 250, so like I said, down below 250 I can go ahead and put a first notch of flaps in, and that creates some drag that allows me to keep my descent rate closer to where I want it. Okay, 274 is somewhere in the neighborhood of where I want my heading to be. Okay, got it. And I don't have a glide slope yet, but I do have ILS. Just picking it up 5 miles out. Just here we go. Currently too high, but I already know that. We're on the downwind leg anyway. Here's the airport right here off to the left of us. You can kind of see the Miami skyline over there a little bit. Go into heading hold mode. We're getting real close.
American 2591, I need you on an extended downwind for a bit. Turn right heading 310 vectors for the ILS runway 8 right approach.
Right turn 310, American 2591. I'm not that far off with the altitude. But ideally been a little bit lower. Right about 10 miles out right now from the ILS. Yeah, we're near sea level at the airfield, so I'm expecting 10 miles out I should be around 3,000 feet. I'm only cleared down to 4,000 at the moment, so That was already a given that I should be, at least a good 15 miles out before I get turned on the course. Alright, the glide slope's moving up pretty fast now. Didn't realize the southern half of the Florida Peninsula was that narrow. I mean, I've been there. I've been to Florida a number of times, but like going across Interstate 4 between like Orlando and Tampa, though, it's not like it's that that narrow. I wouldn't call it a super wide state by any stretch, but I think like it's at least a good 40 miles across. Maybe even more, I don't know. It could even be more than that, I don't know. From I-95 over to St. Petersburg.
American 2591, turn left heading 285.
Left turn 285, American 2591.
American 2591, maintain 4,000 feet, turn left heading 195.
Maintain 4,000, left turn 195, American 2591. Out a little bit more. I'm in plan mode right now on here. Once I start vectoring toward
American 2591, proceed direct Cobra, descend and maintain 3,000 feet, altimeter 3011, until established on the localizer cleared for the ILS runway 8 right approach.
I can give her my Cobra. Cobra and cleared ILS 8 right 2591. Until we're closer. We're still a good 20 miles out from the airfield, it looks like. So, get a bit closer, I think I'll pull that drop the gear down. Gear has a lot of extra drag. Set. That way, once I get glide slope and get intercept, it's will already be set all I have to do is hit vertical speed change. Or I can even hand flight, whichever. So it's coming down. I always forget, I don't really use the flight director. I mean, it's just this. On here, so now we've set it on. I guess it doesn't hurt to have it. Oh, I'm a little late chasing it.
American 2591, contact Miami Tower on 118.3.
118.3, American 2591. What? Yeah, I'm about to turn 5. Alright, don't talk until I'm off on the ground. There's the airfield right there. Now we're American 2591 with you on final for 8 right over Copra.
American 2591, Miami Tower, winds 360 at 5. Runway 8 right, cleared to land.
Clear to land, American 2591. Get more speed down. Get closer to VREF. Yeah, I have it about a 130 or so VREF speed on approach. Okay, stall is just below
November 90016 Tango, contact departure.
Yeah, so this is
Departure, November 90016 Tango.
Alright, this is convenient. This will be the runway that's closest to where my site parking is going to be. Oh, did get spoiled that speed brake arm. And we'll do auto brake 2. I'll intentionally want to get pretty close to the end of the runway by the end of my landing roll. Alright, looks like about 6 mile final. Yeah, we're pretty close to where we want to be. The PAPI lights look like they correlate as well.
Approaching runway 9. Caution! Caution!
Caution for what? We are in approach mode now. Let's get zoomed in. silhouette on target.
100. Approaching minimums. 50. 40. 30.
What are we doing?
20. 10.
American 2591, welcome to Miami. Contact ground on 121.8.
121.8, American 2591. Okay, let's use this next taxiway here. Okay, so we don't need the auto brakes anymore. Expecting to make a left turn here because I already know that my sign parking is going to be over here. So let's go ahead and go to ground. Ground chart. There we go. I might be at Mike 5, I don't know. I know I'm on what looked like it might have been a high-speed turnoff. So probably taxiway Mike. And one of these November taxiways. Ground American 2591, clear of 8 right, taxi to the gate.
American 2591, taxi to Concourse D Gate 1 via Mike 9er, November 9er, November. Good day.
Mike 9er, November 9er, November. Delta 1 via Mike 9er, November 9er, November. American 2591. Okay, so. Sounds like this goes straight across. Spot. Yeah, that was November 9er. So I should be on November right now. And then over here on the end, right up on the northeast end of this concourse is where I'm expecting Delta 1 to be. American Tail there. Is that another American? Yeah, it looks like these are all American Tails. this, but I think it's Delta 1. I was looking on the taxi tuner thing. That's the area where it looked like it was at. I don't know if these are labeled, but car gonna go right underneath my wing. Yeah, it's funny, I swear. I'll just take a wild guess that this is Delta 1. I know it's one of these, probably one of these two. Based on what I saw in Taxi Tutor, I know it's supposed to be here on the northeast corner of this concourse somewhere. Alright, so we'll just call that we'll call that good. Doesn't really matter. Get you started. Turn all of our lights off. Nice. And not much sense in simulating getting the jetway extended and all that other crap. We'll just go ahead and shut down the engines and call us one a day. Well, at least get the AP running. Oh, and we already have ground power available, so why not? That's already set up. Alright, let's cut off the engines. And that's it. I mean, if I really want to go through the extra stuff, I can always turn off yaw damper, turn off pitot heat. This one, yeah. AC patch back to off. Seatbelt signs off. Exit lights. Alright, I think that's good enough. Don't have to get carried away with simulated and everything. Alright, that was the fun of it's just doing the flight, so I'm gonna call this one a day. So appreciate whoever you are watching. I know it's only like one or two of you guys who watch, so but anything is anything, so appreciate you taking the time. Maybe I don't know if it's David or someone else, so I'll see you guys.